Hey everybody, it's Teresa. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to make a bracelet today, and I'm going to use some of the beads that came in the most recent dollar bead box and dollar bead bag, the ones for February 2024. I'll put a link in the corner of this video and in the description box below to the unboxing video I did for this subscription, where I go over everything that came in the box and the bag in case you want to watch it. I have a coupon code, it's THJ2, and I'll put it on the screen here and in the description box below, along with a link to the page to sign up for the subscription if you're interested. The coupon will save you $2 off your first box if you sign up. I'm going to be using the check glass 2-hole flat Silky beads that came in the box. They're 6x6mm and they're bronze green. From the dollar bead bag, I'm going to be using the 3mm matte dark olive fire polish beads. I'm going to be using this little 12mm pewter toggle clasp in antique brass that came in the box. I'm going to be using my Miyuki 11-0 and 15-0 metallic dark bronze seed beads. And then I've got two metallic dark bronze 8-0s that I'm going to be using when I do the clasp. I'm going to be using my 8-pound fire line and smoke. I've got a size 12 beading needle. You could probably use an 11. I just happen to have a 12 out here. But I know I'm using some 15-0s, but I'm not going to be going through them that much. So I think an 11-0 would work fine. I'll be using my chain nose pliers to flatten the thread to get it through the needle. And my scissors to cut my fire line. And I'm going to use my thread burner just a little bit. Of course, y'all know I always have to make a sample piece to figure out what I'm doing ahead of time. And I had these silky beads in my stash, so I used them. I don't know what the color on these silky beads are. For some reason, I did not have them labeled with the color, so I don't know what they are. The only silky beads I had ever seen have that bump on the top of them, but these in the dollar bead box didn't have that, which is easier because when I made this one, I had to be careful which way I picked them up so that that bump would be on the top, because it's only on one side there. But these flat ones are going to be easier, and I've got fire line all over my hands again. And these 3mm fire polish beads I used in this one are metallic, metallic amethyst luster is the color on them. And I used some galvanized gold 11-0 and 15-0 seed beads. And I put my toggle clasp on, I did a wire guardian and attached my toggle clasp with a jump ring on this one, mainly because I didn't know what kind of a clasp I wanted to put on it. And so I just did the wire guardian and figured out later what kind of clasp I wanted to put on it. But it came out a little bit longer than I wanted it to. It's about, let me zoom back out here so y'all can see better. It's about 7 3/4 inches. So this one, I'm just going to sew the clasp directly on. I'm not going to use a wire guardian this time. So I think that's everything. I'll put links to everything I can find links for in the description box below, everything that didn't come in the box. So hold on, I'll get all this out of the way and some of my beads poured out, and I'll be back. Okay, I've got some of my beads poured out here, and I've got my needle threaded, and I'm just leaving, I've got a stop bead on here, and I'm just leaving enough of a tail to hold on to because I'm going to sew my clasp on right away and get rid of my tail right away. So I've picked up 4 of my fire polish beads with an 11-0 between each one. So I've got 4 fire polish beads and 4 11-0s. So I'm just going to sew back around all these beads. Just make sure to get through all the 11-0s, don't skip any. I'm going to sew up here into this 11/0 past my stop bead. Because that stop bead is always determined, stop thread is always determined to get in my way. And now I'm going to sew my clasp on now. I've got my 8/0 here. Pick up an 11/0, my 8/0, and my loop side of my clasp. I'm going to come back down through the 8/0. Hold on to my clasp and pull my thread to get any slack out of it. Now I'm going to pick up another 11/0. And I'm going to go in the other side of that 11/0 that I started in, which is this side. Now I'm going to go around all that again. Go into the 11/0 and the 8/0. Back through my clasp. Back through the 11/0. The 8/0 on the other side. Back through the 11/0 I started in. Make sure not to get caught around, get my stop thread caught in there. Okay, now I'm going to go around that one more time, so I'll have 3 times around there. And then when I come back, I'll start on the rest of it, so I'll be back. Okay, I sewed back around my clasp one more time, and I'm coming out this little 11/0 here, where I came out after I sewed around my clasp again. And I need to get to this 11/0 on the opposite side so that I can continue on with my bracelet. But first I'm going to decorate the sides up a little bit here, so I'm going to go through this fire polish bead, just the fire polish bead. And I'm going to pick up 3 15/0s. And I'm going to skip over that 11/0 and go into the other fire polish bead and the 11/0 there at the tip. And that's just going to make a little picot decoration around my side there. Now I'm going to sew up here to this other side, just through this fire polish bead. And I'm going to pick up 3 more 15/0s. And skip that 11/0 and go into the next fire polish bead. I'm going to go on through that connecting bead there too while I'm at it. And that just makes another little picot on that side. Now I'm going to sew down here till I'm coming out this 15/0 on opposite my toggle so that I can continue on with my bracelet. And right here you can either go around these 3 15/0s or through this 11/0 if you want to. I'm going to go around these 3 15/0s, but it doesn't matter. You can do whichever way you want to. I'm going to come out that 11/0 there. Now before I continue on, I'm going to cut off my tail thread here. I'm not going to cut it all the way down though. I'm going to leave a little bit of tail there because I'm going to burn it down with my thread burner. I mean, I don't think this thread is going to come loose. I went through it a lot of times, but putting that little blob in there kind of helps make sure that it's not going to come out. So now I'm going to put on one of my Silky beads. So I'm going to pick up 2 11/0s, my Silky bead, and 2 more 11/0s. And I'm coming out the top of that 11-0. I'm going to go on the bottom of it, just circle around. And now I'm going to go back down these two 11-0s on this side, back through that hole again, back through these two 11-0s and my connecting 11-0, it's getting kind of full of thread. And now I'm going to go down these two 11-0s, don't get caught around my whole bracelet here. Now I'm going to pick up 4 11-0s, and I'm going to go into this hole. Now I'm going to pick up 4 more 11-0s, and I'm going to go around this. I'm going to go into this hole like this to go around this to put 4 11-0s around this tip. And the reason I didn't go around this side one like that is you can't get your needle through that way. If you try to go back around, it won't go through that way. So now I'm going to pick up 4 more 11-0s, and I'm going to go into the hole, this hole, and put 4 beads around that. And I had tried, when I started doing this, I tried to, instead of going through that hole, I tried going through these 2 beads. But when you do that, your silky bead is not in there right. It sticks up. It doesn't get fastened down in there right. So that's why you have to do that. I think I might have got an 8-0 in there. Or that's an awfully big 11-0. No, it's not an 8-0. I guess it's okay. Okay, now I'm coming out this hole here. And I'm coming out between, this is kind of hard to see, but when I first started this, I put 2 11-0s, my silky bead, and 2 11-0s. I'm coming out, and then I did 4 11-0s around this tip. So I'm coming out between the 2 11-0s I first put on and the 4 11-0s I put on around this tip of my silky bead. So I'm going to go up the 2 of the 4 11-0s I put on around this tip. And I'm going to pick up an 11-0. I'm going to go down the other 2 that I put around this tip and the 2 that I put around this tip. So I'll be going through 4. And I'm going to put an 11-0 right there. I'm going to pick up another 11-0. And I'm going to go down the other 2 11-0s that I put at this tip and the first 2 11-0s I put at this tip. So I'll be going through 4. Now I'll pick up another 11-0. I'm going to go through the other 2 11-0s that I put of the 4 around this tip, these 2 11-0s, and since there's an awful lot of thread in that connecting 11-0, I'm just going to skip it and go down through all these beads here. So I'm afraid if I try to go through it again, I'll break the bead because there's a lot of thread through there. And I'm going to go through this tip, and then I'm going to sew down through here until I'm coming out the tip here so I can do my next unit. So now I'm going to do another unit with my fire polish beads. So when I started, I picked up 4 fire polish beads and 4 11-0s, but I've already got one of my 11-0s. So I just need a fire polish bead, an 11/0, fire polish bead, an 11/0, fire polish bead, an 11/0, and a fire polish bead. So I've got 4 fire polish beads with 3 11/0s because I'm sharing this 11/0, which makes my 4th one. So I'm coming out the top of it. I'm just going to go around the bottom, just circle around it. Now I'm going to go around all these beads again. To reinforce my little unit here. I'm going to sew around them until I'm coming out this 11, or not coming out, but before this 11/0 on the side here. Because I'm going to put a little picot on the side like I did my other fire polish beads unit. So I'm going to go into this fire polish bead. I'm going to pick up 3 15/0s. I'm going to skip that 11/0 and go into the next fire polish bead. I'm going to go through this 11/0 and this fire polish bead. Pick up 3 more 15/0s. I'm going to skip that 11/0 and go into the fire polish bead and the connecting 11/0. Put that little picot decoration on there. Now I'm going to sew till I'm coming out this 11/0 at the tip here. So I'm going to go through this fire polish bead. And I'm going to go around these 3 15/0s. And I'm going to come out this 11/0. And now I'm going to put on another one of my Silky beads. So I'm going to pick up 2 11/0s, my Silky bead, and 2 more 11/0s. I'm coming out the top of that 11/0. I'm going to go on the bottom of it. Now I'm going to go back into these 2 11/0s, back through this hole again, back through these 2 11/0s, and the connecting 11/0. I go back down these 2 11/0s. Now I'm going to pick up 4 11/0s. And I'm going to go into this hole. Now I'm going to pick up 4 more 11/0s. And I'm still going to circle around this one and go back through this hole. Now I'm going to pick up 4 more 11/0s. And I'm going to go into this hole. Now, I'm coming out between the 2 I started with when I picked up my 2 11/0s and my Silky bead and the 4 that I put on here. I need to make sure my thread's coming out between those, which is where it's wanting to come out anyway. And I'm going to go up 2 of these. I'm going to pick up an 11/0. I'm going to go through 4 of my 11/0s. Pick up an 11/0. Go through 4 of my 11/0s. Pick up an 11/0. Go through 4 of my 11/0s. And I'm going to skip this the connecting 11/0. And I'm going to go through all these beads here. And I'm going to go through all these beads here until I'm coming out the tip. And now I'm going to do another fire polish beads unit. And I'm just going to alternate between the fire polish beads unit and the silky beads unit until I get the length that I want, and then I'm going to put the other end on my clasp on just like I did this end. And when I come back, I'll be done, and I've stuck my finger there. And when I come back, I'll be done, and we'll see what I've got. So I'll be back. Okay, there are both of my bracelets all done. The one I made with beads from my stash, and the one I made with the beads from the dollar bead box and the dollar bead bag. As you can see, there's quite a difference in the length of them. This one came out to be 7 inches exactly. I meant for it to come out to be about 7.5 inches, but this toggle clasp is so much smaller than that one. I think that's the reason. Plus, you know, I didn't do the wire guardian, the temp rings on this one. But, oh, and I said I was going to put this end of the clasp on exactly like I did this end. I decided to add 1 extra seed bead down here so that the bar would go through the loop easier. So down here I picked up 1 11/0, my 8/0, went through the clasp, come back through the 8/0, and then put another 11/0 and went back through this connecting bead. Up here I did 2 11/0s, my 8/0, went through the clasp, came back through the 8/0 and the 11/0, and then added 1 11/0 and went back around it. So I just added 1 little extra 11/0 there. And I know that doesn't sound like it makes a lot of difference, but it does when you're trying to put the toggle bar through. It helped. I tried it with it just the way I did this side, and it wasn't going through easy, so I added 1 extra seed bead there. So that's my bracelet. It's really not hard at all to make. And these beads in the dollar bead box are really beautiful, as usual. Like I said, if you're not subscribed to the dollar bead box or the dollar bead bag and you decide you want to be, that coupon code will save you $2 off your first box if you sign up. I hope you all have enjoyed this video. As always, thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate those of you who have subscribed to my channel and watched my videos and liked and commented on my videos. I have a website where I sell my jewelry. I also sell some extra beads and findings that I have. It's Teresa's Handmade Jewelry, and I'll put a link to it in the description box below in case you're interested, along with a link to my Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and my email. If you haven't, I'd really love it if you'd subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified when I upload a new video. So until next time, I hope you all have a great day. Take care.